Hi friends, how are you all? Hope all of you are going through my videos and hope all of you are learning along with me. So let's continue our lesson today. Go and stay on your island for a week, cried Annie. Oh, that would be too good to be true. Our island, said George happily. Don't you remember I said I'd divide it into four and we'll all share it? Well, I meant it. You know, it's ours, not mine. What about Timothy? Said Annie. Shouldn't he have a share as well? Can't we make it 5 bits, one for him too? He can share mine, said George. She drew the pony to a stop, and the four children and the dog gazed out across the blue bay. There's Kirin Island, said George. I can hardly wait to get to it now. I haven't been able to go there yet because my boat wasn't mended. Then we can all go together, said Dick. I wonder if the rabbits are just as tame as ever. Woof, said Timothy at once. He had only to hear the word rabbits to get excited. It's no good thinking about the rabbits on Kirin, said George. You know I don't allow you to chase them, Tim. Timothy's tail dropped and he looked mournfully at George. It was the only thing on which he and George didn't agree. Tim was firmly convinced that rabbits were meant for him to chase, and George was just as firmly convinced that they weren't. Get on, said George to the pony and jerked the reins. The little creature trotted on towards Kirin cottage, and very soon they were all opposite the front gate. The sore faced woman came out from the back door to help them down with their luggage. The children didn't know her. Who's she? They whispered to George. The new cook, said George. Joanna had to go and look after her mother, who broke her leg. Then mother got this cook her name, Mrs. Stick. Good name for her, grinned Julian. She looks a real old stick. But I hope she doesn't stick here for long. I hope Joanna comes back. I liked the old Joanna, and she was very nice to Timothy. Mrs. Stick had a dog too, said George, a horrible animal smaller than Tim, all sort of mangy and moth-eaten. Tim can't bear it. Where is it? Asked Annie, looking around. It's kept in the kitchen and Tim isn't allowed near it, said George. Good thing too, because I'm sure he would eat it. He can't think what is in the kitchen and goes sniffing around the shut door till Mrs. Stick nearly goes mad. The others laughed. They had all climbed down from the pony cart now and were ready to go indoors. Julian helped Mrs. Stick in with all the bags. George took the pony cart away, and the other three went in to say hello to their uncle and aunt. Well, hello, said Aunt Fanny, smiling at them from the sofa where she was lying down. How are you all? I'm sorry I couldn't come to meet you. Uncle Quentin is. I'm turning the page. Out for a walk. You had better go upstairs and wash and change, then come down for tea. The boys went up to their old bedroom with its funny slanting roof and its window looking out over the bay. Annie went to the little room she shared with George. How good it was to be back again at Kirin. What fun they would have these holidays with George and Timmy. So here I'm ending this chapter. So again I'll see you on Monday. Go to this chapter and we'll continue our English lessons. And also I'll come up with words and sentences which you can use in your everyday life, in your everyday conversations. So I'll see you again on Monday. Take care.